One of the first and most important challenges that you'll come up against when designing your new app or website is knowing and understanding exactly who your users are. If you are already established, the question still applies. Do you really know your users? Are they getting what they need from your app? When we come up with a new idea, we often have a target user and audience in mind, but these can either be too specific or too vague, make assumptions about what people really need, and it's sometimes hard to communicate who you're really thinking about when talking to other stakeholders. One easy and quick way to get everyone on the same page is to create user personas. User personas are like bios for the people you expect will use your app. You make up the people yourself, but they should be grounded in real users in your audience. Give them a name, a face, a personality. Include their motivations and goals as well as their frustrations and pain points. An example persona for, let's say, an events finding app might be Sally. She's in her 20s, loves to plan ahead, and doesn't like missing out on gigs when they sell out too quickly or her friends can't make it. Then there's Alex. Alex isn't much of a planner and thinks that if a gig's worth going to, he'll have already heard about it from his friends. He gets frustrated when a lack of planning means he's often left queuing for tickets on the door. Already we can see that these two users might benefit from an events finding app, but they might use it in a very different way. Personas don't have to follow a strict format. MailChimp uses a scattering of nouns and adjectives based on research, laying it out in a fun way that still creates a solid concept of that user in your mind. Tailor the information you put down about each persona based on the requirements for your app. If your app is B2B, then it's probably more relevant to put your user's job title, salary and skill set rather than interests and hobbies. Once you have a good set of personas, 6 to 12 is a good amount, then you can start thinking about the scenarios that would apply to each of your personas and why they would use your app. Think about how they currently get what they need without your app and what's going to convert them to your way of doing things. If you have wireframes, run through them as Sally and as Alex to test that your ideas are working. If your designs work for one but not the other, you might need to make some changes. By creating personas and constantly referring back to them during the design process, we're making sure that we aren't wasting time solving problems that don't exist and ensures the problems we do solve works for everyone. It gives us perspective when designing user flows and wireframes and allows us to keep testing that user journey work even when changing functionality later down the line. So thanks for watching. I hope this gives you a better understanding of what user personas are for and how they might help you in your next project.